Hi everyone, welcome to the lighting project of the Sauron's helmet from Lord of the Rings using the Light My Bricks kit. I am going to show you the uncut, or almost uncut. I had a few battery issues as I went through this, but ultimately I wanted to show everyone how easy it is on how to put these lights onto sets like this. But I hope you enjoy watching this as we go through. Now I've had a few minor issues already where I didn't know where a piece fell off, but I'm being very delicate, as you can tell right here, to be able to take off all of these sections basically. So the red is what comes off on the Light My Bricks instructions. So we try to take off this whole section in one big chunk, and hopefully it comes off like it wants us to, but it doesn't always work that way. So let's just delicately take this off. Ugh, I absolutely hate doing this part because you never know what's going to come with it. But basically, it does give you some nice instructions to say, this is what should have come off, and looks like I got it. So that's that step done. Now we're going to go with the other side. So basically we're just disassembling pretty much the whole rest of the model. And that looks like it's coming right off from, I think, right here. And there we go. I think that's it. So what we're left with is basically this, and that's it right there. So we're doing well so far. Let's just keep going. We've got another piece to take off right here. Another one. Sometimes it's kind of fun, but when it's complicated and you don't really have the instructions handy for the original build, it actually does get a little bit stressful if something falls off, but it's ultimately not the end of the world, as it's just Lego, right? So here we go. So I'll pop this out here. And looks like we will be taking off this full assembly right here. Oop. Don't want to take off too much there. I think we got this. Yep. Now, looks like 3 of these sides are coming off as well. Try to get them off without too much damage. And take off the sign. So I've got a big mess of parts all over the place. I'm going to try to keep my lighting pieces separate from all of this so I don't get it all mixed up. But I bet you that's almost the end, because I think we're going to be running some cables up through the center column here. So that, oop, I just dropped one of the studs. I'll try to get this off using the brick separator without damaging this base. Yeah, we got it. Still some more disassembly, which I think is, which piece? What's coming off here? This long one. Ooh. Try to keep this assembled. Oh. You can start to see a few things starting to crumble here. Starting to get flimsy. So now you try to put it back so that it's easy to put back together. I think I got it. Got this piece off. There we go. This one should be a bit more straightforward. Yep. Okay, now we start lighting. So what that looks like is that So how you read these instructions on Light My Bricks is you look for this part number. So that's an ALF 030. So that's the length of the cable, and that's the type of light. So that is actually going to be F is flicker usually, and I think it's called an astrolight is what AL stands for. What that means is it's kind of like their main standard light. Usually there's a color associated to it. My guess is this is a orange flicker, but it doesn't actually have a color associated to it. But usually there's like an R or something if there's a special color effect for it. But it also has one of the included studs that Light My Bricks gives as well. So you got one of these plus the ALF 30, which is this one right here. You can actually see, there you go. Now, there is a trick to this I found. I used to just like try to rip these off and then take it off, but there's actually an easier way to do it. So if you actually just pull the cable and just pull it out like that. Some people leave these on here. I don't really like having it because it makes it a bit messy, so you just kind of tear it off, and usually you get the whole sticker. Now, if there's any remnants of it, what you can do is just kind of run your fingernail through and scratch off the last little bit, but I think I got a clean separation there. So now we have our light. So now what it's telling us to do here is we actually feed the end cable through this stud, this hollow stud. So we're going to go like this, and all you have to do is feed it in like that. And now what I usually do as well too is you kind of fold in these lights. Now these cables are very pliable, and you see it actually like holds my my bend here. So I got a 45 or a 90-degree angle here, and I can just pop it right in. I try to keep it flush, so I actually go a little bit more, and I pull it through. And then when I actually do get it, sometimes I can use this, or what I actually like to do is get yourself a really good pair of tweezers. I usually leave this on so I don't damage the light, but I can actually get a pretty firm, flush setting so that the light is perfectly flat. Now, it's not always important, but I actually find you get a little bit more light to shine through these types of things. If it's on an angle, you kind of lose a little bit of the light. So I like try to keep it as flat as possible in here. And now you want to try not to move it around too much. And I usually just bend it and kind of fold it in the back here so that it doesn't move around. Because ultimately what we're going to do is pop that into this also included piece right here as well too. So we've got one of these hinges. We'll go like this. Boop. And it sits there nicely. Now I don't have to worry about it moving. The beauty of these cables is it just kind of like folds itself into the back of this as well. And now what I can do on the next instruction is fold this through. And look at that. There we got a perfectly hidden cable, barely can see that. And now I can put that into this right here. And this assembly right here. There you go. So now I got like a flicker with a spotlight. Now what it's also saying to do is fold in this cable right through this little hole right here. And because they're so flat and easy to move around for the most part, you can pretty much fit them into anything. It does take a little bit of maneuvering sometimes on these, but I will try to show the camera as best as I can. See, you got it right through there. Oop. They are a little bit finicky sometimes. But now I've got a cable going right through here. That's all tucked away nice. So now what it's saying to do is pop this onto the sign, going like that. And now I've got a light that will light up the Sauron sign. Now it looks like I'm doing another one. That's an ALWW30. So warm white is WW. So I got to find that one right there, which is this, ALWW30. And same trick again. Pull this off. Take one of these, do the same thing again. Bend it. I'll just try to get that flush again. I think I got it. Looks like I'm doing another one of these. By the way, if you've got a better screen, I'm usually using a iPad or something for my instructions. I would highly recommend it. Phone is a little bit finicky with the size because you sometimes have to zoom in to actually see the details of what it's asking you to do, especially on the lighting parts. So I would say don't use anything smaller than a large mobile device, like a iPhone Pro XL or something like that, or one of the Galaxies, etc. So I would say don't go anything smaller than that. I have to do a lot of zooming on this thing. It's still doable, but it's not a great experience. So yeah, I have to keep going in like that to see what it's asking me to do here. Not the end of the world, but it's definitely makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so same thing again. We're just going to feed this cable right through here. And we got another spotlight with a flush LED light on a warm white effect this time. I'm going to try to blend it in as much as I can so I don't see any exposed cables. I probably should have done that on this one. I can usually tuck it in. Sometimes you can wrap it around here if you're really trying to hide it. I might actually do that later because I don't really like seeing anything that takes away from the beauty of the set. In fact, I might show you how to do that now. Yes, let's do it. So what I typically do on these kind of connectors, it does remove a little bit of the length, so you can kind of get into some trouble if there's not enough length on the set, but you see how I did that? So you literally just wrap it around one time and then you can feed it through. And that way it becomes a heck of a lot more invisible. So you can barely even see that. Okay, so on the other side here, looks like we're popping that in. And we've got two spotlights. One is a warm white, one's a flicker. Now the instructions are saying to feed all of this underneath this model. So we're going to pop that in. Looks like we're going like this. Don't quite understand the angle here. Yeah. I think it's telling me to do this. Yep, I think it's like that. Hold that in this time. Okay. So Now it looks like these, which don't want to, this thing doesn't want to stay on right now, feed in through the bottom. All right, now we can pop that back in. Now here's the cool thing about this particular system from Light My Bricks. These are pretty much indestructible. I've never broken one yet, and I do a lot of this, obviously, so these are very, very well designed and well built. You can put these in through the studs, that's recommended. I even put them by mistake sometimes over the stud, and it still doesn't destroy it. So these are pretty amazing. As you can see, I literally just popped in a plate, which are historically really tricky to do with light kits, without any problems whatsoever, and I just literally have no bump, which most of the other cable systems have like a wire girth and they kind of stick out, they don't connect properly. So it's a game changer for having this type of a system. So definitely, if you're starting out with lighting, this is it is the most expensive one, but it is the best one. There's no question about it. Okay, so now what it's saying to do is we're going to do a B50, which these cables are basically power distribution cables where we run long extensions out to either like USBs or connecting other different boards. Now what that will allow me to do with a 50 centimeter cable is probably plug this into a power supply or a wall. It's looking like it wants me to go in through here. I'm probably going to be sealing this up, that's my guess. Yep. Okay, so it generally does tell me the length that I should be holding out here. So this is the B50, and it looks like it's going a little bit further out. So that's probably the length that I should be pulling right now, which means that now I can put this back in. Might give it a little bit more just in case. There you go. That's locked in. That cable's not going anywhere. So it gets messy at this point, but that's okay. Let's see what happens. Let's pop this in. And again, without any friction, no difficulty, I've now fully put this base back in without any issues. No wires are getting pinched. It's secured in there. This looks pretty good so far. All right, so now what we're going to do is pull all of this up and get it out of the way. I think it's saying I should have it on the left side of this thing. Now, it's not always the end of the world if we don't follow it perfectly, from my experience, so I'll just kind of throw it in the back here. It's not worth bring it through. Actually, you know what? I can probably floss it through. Ooh. Okay, we got it. Okay, so that's through. Now it says to put all of these ones back, I think. Oh, hold on a second. I didn't realize that this model had bent over. So we're going to connect that looks like our wires are getting fed up right through the middle of this. I don't actually see any difference in what's happening on this model. Step 68 has it going through here. Step 69 also has it going through here. That might be a repeat step. Yeah, I don't see any difference here. I do get caught with that sometimes where I've noticed a small detail, but I don't think that there's anything different. So I'm just going to do that and then pop that back in. Then we can put the other two pieces in, it looks like. Okay, starting to look like the set that we disassembled. Okay, so now we're flipping this around and we are feeding this in through these holes here. So I have a bit of a sticker here that I can scratch off. This is definitely where it is important to not have any sticker remnants because it can actually get tricky feeding this stuff in through the holes. I'll do my best to make it look interesting for the camera here, but it's black on black and I am trying to also focus, so I can't be looking at the screen. I'm sorry guys. I'll show you what it looks like at the end though. Okay. We have fed through. I guarantee this is getting attached. Yep. Okay. So usually pull as much wire as you can. And now I have a invisible wire with some lights coming off the bottom here. So this is pretty good so far. Not quite sure what I did on this wire thing, but, or sorry, on the sign. It's not quite sitting flush, but I'll figure that out later. Okay, looks like I can put this back through. I'll go in right there. There we go. Red goes back. This is where I start to get excited because you kind of start putting all the stuff back and it starts to become a real set again. Okay, we are about to assemble the left-hand side of Sauron's mask again. So it looks like we can literally just easily put that back on. Awesome. Now that still is feeding through this hole right here. And I've got another light that's coming off here, which is the ALF 15. So it's another flicker light right here. Okay, I'm back. I just lost some battery power. Sorry about that. Hopefully it wasn't too annoying on the video. I am just about to put in the ALF 15, this one right here. And I'll do the same trick again. Oop. Try to get the sticker off. Last little bit. I've got these little black stickers all over my house, by the way. It's really annoying. I find them all over the place. I am doing a lot of lighting in a lighting channel, so it's a gift and a curse. But it always looks amazing in the end. So I got hooked on this a long time ago when my dad actually bought me a light kit from a kind of an unknown manufacturer way back when I had the Sydney architecture diorama, and it just looked awesome on my shelf for a long time. So I started to try my hand at it again with a lighting kit on a Winter Village set that was the Santa's Village, or Santa's Visit, I think it's called, kind of the blue Winter Village house. And it was so hard and I was so stressed, but it looks so amazing, like the flickering candle and the Christmas tree and just this warmth that came through that set. And ever since I did it, I have had a love-hate relationship with putting lights in. I absolutely love doing it, but I also used to get stressed about it. Now, the good news is this 2.0 system from Light My Bricks totally changed my whole outlook on these types of things, because it really took a lot of the things that I didn't like about it out of the hobby. Because really what happened was twofold. One, they introduced quite a few light wild building instructions, including this one that I'm doing right now, by the way. So they actually do offer a Sauron light wild building, which I find a heck of a lot less stressful, because you don't really have to tear anything apart. And that, as a builder, primarily, that is kind of the fun part for me. And tearing it apart, especially as I was saying at the beginning of this video, where something like you hear that dreaded one piece dropping on your floor, you don't know where it is and where it's supposed to go and all that stuff. Yeah, it's stressful. And this is definitely the harder of the two, but it's also kind of a way to show you that it's not that scary in this world of new technologies. Because the second piece that I was going to say is these wires are just so easy to maneuver and pop through and secure, as I've been showing you throughout this video. I really, really love this system, and I'm not sponsored by them, but maybe I should be with all the amount of promo I'm giving them on my channel. But anyways, the whole system is epic, and I am a huge fan, and I really highly recommend to try out maybe a simple set, or just buy some components if you're a hobby builder building your own MOCs. But I think it's so worth it. It really, really does bring so much more value to your build and ultimately your display on your shelf. It does remove a bit of the playability, I'm not going to lie, but ultimately it does look really, really, really cool. Okay, so that is in. The wire is out the top. Looks like I am able to put these, looks like I'm putting them underneath these two wedge plates. Let's just go like there. Oh, I don't think I put that in the right spot. Yeah, like this wire just fit like right beautifully right in, even in between these two things. I mean, you can literally like floss it in between bricks. It's so cool. Okay, so we're back here and we are bringing this wire in through the back of the helmet. And now I've got, looks like only one more light here, ALF 15. So this is a flicker as well, 15 centimeter. It's kind of the exciting part for me, to be honest, when I see the very last light being put in, because then you're really just putting in the boards, the docks. Sorry for any Light My Bricks people that are watching this, by the way, because I always call them distribution boards, and it probably drives you nuts hearing that. But yes, the proper terminology is called a dock from them. But really what it is you it's a place to plug in all your lights, and then the distribution of those B cables kind of fits in like that. So these small ones have these little kind of mini USB flat things that all fit in there. So that's for lights, that's for moving power around. So anyway, what we're doing now is we are using this clear piece and doing the same kind of trick that we've been doing on the other lights. Feed it in. And looks like we are putting it into this right here, which goes out the side. Just make sure it snaps in. You can always readjust it as well too if you don't get it right, but that one worked out well. Looks like I'm putting this on the inside of this right here, which looks like that is I think that's the centerpiece here. Yep. So that's going in, and I have to push this facing down on the fourth hole here. And then, oh, this is on the back. So just put that right there. Try not to break anything. Yep. So I think that will add like a cool flicker from the inside. Actually, that's pretty clever. I can't wait to see what that looks like. Okay. So now we've got this piece right here to pop on. And looks like we are putting the docks in this side. So these are really cool. I love these, by the way. You used to have to put these on stickers. Pretty much all the sets, including even the... You had to put these like really annoying stickers that fell off all the time. And yeah, don't get me started on it. But anyway, how it works now is you literally put these double-sided stud plates in, pops in, and you can literally just stick it to the roof or inside these things. It's just awesome. So now what we can do is we literally just attach it like it's a piece of Lego right into the inside. That's exactly where it's supposed to go. Now we start plugging in all the cables. Now this is so much easier than it used to be because they used to be directional and they were so tiny to fit these in. Now you literally just have to slide them in. Still takes a little bit of finesse, but you just feel for a little bit of a resistance click. It's not quite a click, but until you can't feed it in anymore, you'll kind of know when it goes in. But there's my 3 lights. Looks like I've got 4 to plug in. There we go. And looks like the power is coming out that side as well too. So all of that's going to be hidden in the inside. And now I can clip that back on. There you go. So I'll just make sure that all these cables are all tucked in nicely so nobody can see it out the back. And they usually stay. That's the other nice thing about these things as well, because they're inside some kind of magic technology of carbon fiber or metal or something, but they all kind of hold their shape. So if you ever have to like stick them anywhere that you don't really want to see them, you can literally just like push and hold, and they usually stay forever. But there's also some other things where you can kind of use some cable tie like things that they also create that kind of sticks them all, and you can stick them wherever you need to. So I'm not showing that on this video, but I probably will on the next one if you're ever curious about it. Okay, so this is the final pieces that we're putting in. I think we're getting to lighting test time, which is pretty exciting. There is the mask. Putting the headpiece back on. This is, from memory, a little bit finicky. Looks like I got it. And pop that on. Just lost battery again on my last piece putting on. Anyways, I just lost a piece here. I think it goes right there. Just gonna check. Luckily this thing's mirrored. Yep. All right, so we're popping that on. There is Sauron. Now, pop in the coolest Lego minifigure, arguably, that they have ever made. I mean, like, look at the details of this guy. Epic cape. His helmet is so cool. He's got a ring, printing everywhere. So good. Even just feels heavier and cooler than all the rest of them that they've ever made. This I'm still not liking. I don't know if I didn't do this right, but ooh, that's what happens sometimes. I will fix that. Always trickier with wires. Okay. Saved. Okay, we got the lights on, and this is the USB connector. Sometimes it's fully wired in, but generally Light My Bricks just has these little adapters. They're pretty cool. They can work with USB-A or USB-C. For this one, I think I've got a AA battery pack that I can use to test. A little handy tester right here. This is the part that I love the best. Here we go. I'm gonna turn my lights off. Hopefully we did it all correctly. 3, 2, 1. That is badass. Look at that. I'm gonna turn off my other light here. Look at that. So cool. See, we have an orange flicker to light the front. We got an orange flicker coming in from the inside of the mask. Very subtle, but the perfect lighting for this set. How cool is that? There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have just lit the Sauron's mask in probably not that long. So pretty easy build. Definitely something that if you wanted to try your hand at something that wasn't too difficult, this is definitely one of the easy ones that I have done in the last year. But there's many others out there. So send me a note or put a comment on this video and I can give you any other recommendations. Or if you're thinking about lighting, happy to answer any questions. But thanks for watching. This is a long one. I've never done one of these where I went start to finish, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and let me know if you want me to do more of these, because I definitely have to do them for my lighting channel when it comes to all of the work. But ultimately, we can cut it down in the future if it droned on too long. So thank you for watching once again. Bricklight Chronicles is a passion of mine, and I'm doing it because of you. So please like and subscribe. Share this to anybody that you think that would like this. And we will go on to the next one, which is going to be finishing my Charlie and the Chocolate Factory lighting build that I just put up on my Instagram channel. And yeah, we'll see what that looks like next. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.